Hello, English learners, and welcome back to this deep dive.
Hello, everyone.
This is the Native Ear channel, and here we focus on, well, teaching you simple, natural American English.
The kind of English you can use right away.
Exactly. Not just what you find in textbooks, but the language of real life.
And that's a big difference.
It really is. And today, we're taking what I think is a fascinating turn. We're diving deep into sports language. Specifically, we're going to focus on the game of baseball.
Right, and how its vocabulary has become, well, just essential for daily American communication.
It's so true. If you're aiming for fluency, if you really want to understand movies or business meetings without getting lost,
Then you have to know these phrases.
you really do. Mastering these baseball phrases is, I'd say, non-negotiable.
That really is the core of today's deep dive, isn't it? We're doing more than just learning vocabulary.
Much more.
We're learning the subtle language of metaphor, the kind of language that really lets you speak like a native speaker.
These phrases are like the connective tissue of American conversation.
A great way to put it.
Okay, so let's unpack this lesson for everyone listening. Our goal today is, I think, very clear.
Yeah.
We're going to analyze a short but very, very rich piece of source material. It's a baseball commentary dialogue.
We'll take it apart, piece by piece.
We'll dissect it, identify every specific term, and then, and this is the most important part, we'll bridge the gap.
Right. We'll learn exactly how to lift those technical baseball terms.
And apply them, fluidly in non-sports, real-life situations.
We're talking about things like business meetings, maybe even formal email.
Or just navigating complicated social dynamics.
Exactly. And by the time you finish listening to this entire deep dive, we guarantee you will achieve two specific real-life results.
Results that will, I think, immediately boost your confidence.
First, you'll get a really deep contextual understanding of common English expressions that come from baseball.
Things like curveball, strike one.
Home run, all the classics.
And second, and this is really the true measure of success,
You will be equipped to use these expressions naturally and accurately.
right, in your daily life. It'll help you sound more fluent, more confident when you're speaking or writing.
It really will.
So just think about this for a moment. Have you ever heard a common English phrase, maybe in a professional setting or a TV show?
And you wondered where it came from.
Right. You understood the individual words, but the meaning just felt slippery.
Or you felt unsure if you could use it yourself.
That confusion, that little bit of hesitation, that is what we are eliminating today.
We're replacing it with certainty, with confidence.
So we'd like to invite you right now to like this deep dive, subscribe to the Native Ear channel.
And please do share this lesson with family and friends who are also learning English.
That way they won't miss these incredibly useful and practical lessons.
Definitely.
And to guide us through all this material, I'm joined today by an expert English instructor.
It's great to be here.
He specializes in helping learners master conversational fluency. His expertise is really in bridging that gap between textbook English and the fast, often idiomatic world of real communication.
Well, thank you. I'm really eager to explore the nuances of this language.
That's great to have you.
The text we're looking at is so representative of how, culture dictates communication.
It really is.
These phrases are just fundamental to American English.
They absolutely are. So to start, we need to establish our source material.
Oh.
We are going to jump straight into the middle of an exciting, high-stakes moment in a baseball game.
So listen carefully.
Yes, listen carefully, because this quick minute of commentary is just loaded with the language we're about to decode.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so let's set the scene carefully. We are placing you directly inside Richie Stadium. You're listening live to an exciting moment in a baseball game.
The atmosphere is tense.
Very tense. And this short commentary, which might sound a little fast and complicated at first,
It's actually a treasure trove.
it is. It's a treasure trove of the specific words and phrases we're going to break down and help you build your fluency with.
And this source material introduces us to two commentators who are narrating the action. There's Rick Fields, who's the main voice, and his co-commentator, Bob Copeland.
Right, and Rick introduces him as the man that seals the deal.
Which is an interesting phrase in itself. It just means he's the one who finalizes the important information or brings the, ultimate expertise.
He's the closer.
Exactly. And the teams they're watching are described as world-class teams.
Which means they're the best of the best. The elite.
Fighting for that title of champions.
And there's a crucial piece of context for the game, a specific time,
Yes, they say we are at the bottom of the fifth inning,
meaning the game is just past its halfway mark.
and the tension is definitely escalating.
Okay, now, as we promised, we are going to read this commentary for you. We'll do it slowly and clearly.
Listen closely for those key phrases.
Because the moment this reading stops, we will begin our detailed phrase-by-phrase analysis.
Let's begin.
Hello, baseball fans, and welcome back to today's game.
My name is Rick Fields, and of course, I am here once again with a man that seals the deal, Bob Copeland.
It's a beautiful day to see two world-class teams face each other and fight for their rights to be called champions.
Well, the national anthem has just been sung, and the umpire has started the game.
It's time to play ball. Roger Vargas is up at bat.
Pitcher winds up and strike one. Very nice curveball by the pitcher.
The catcher gives him the sign. He winds up, and Vargas gets a line drive.
The players are scrambling to get the ball. Vargas gets to first base, and he's still going.
The outfielder throws it to second. Vargas slides. He's safe. Great play.
We have a runner on third, and up at bat is Brian Okami.
There's the pitch. He hits it. It's going. That ball is gone.
Home run by Okami. That puts this team ahead by 2, as we were at the bottom of the fifth inning here at Ritchie Stadium.
Okay. That minute of commentary was truly packed with specialized language.
It really was.
So now we begin the foundational step of our deep dive. We're moving into our language takeaways section.
And here we'll define these specific baseball terms exactly as they're used, literally, in the dialogue.
All right. Because understanding the origin is the key to mastering the application.
This is where we establish the cultural reference point. We need to grasp the literal meaning and its underlying connotation.
The feeling behind the word.
Exactly. The feeling or idea associated with it before we can successfully translate it into an idiom.
So let's begin where the game begins, with the ritual and the officials.
Good place to start.
The commentators started by mentioning the national anthem. So what's the definition and what's the critical cultural point here for our listeners?
Well, the national anthem is the official song that represents and celebrates your country. And it's a fundamental ritual. It's played before many important public events in the United States, especially big sporting events like this one.
It's a moment meant to create a sense of unity, of patriotism, before the competition starts.
Precisely. And there's a common mistake that English learners make with this term.
This is a really important point for fluency.
It is. Many non-native speakers, when they translate the name of their country's official song, they might use a phrase like national hymn.
I've heard that before.
But in American English, the standard and correct term is always the national anthem.
So remembering that helps you use the highest standard of English.
Exactly.
Okay, after the anthem, we heard about the umpire. What is the role of the umpire?
The umpire is the official person who controls and judges the baseball game. And their authority is, well, it's absolute.
They're the final decision maker.
They are. They make all the critical calls, whether a pitch is a strike or a ball, whether a runner is safe or out.
So that total authority is the critical idea we need to absorb.
Yes. The umpire signifies final, unquestionable judgment.
In the wider culture, then, when you hear about an umpire making a call, it represents the absolute end of a debate.
That's right. It's non-negotiable. They are central to the game's structure.
Okay, let's move to the action itself, the mechanics of the game.
Let's focus on the players who handle the ball.
Let's start with the pitcher.
The pitcher is really the key defensive player. They initiate every single play.
So everything starts with them.
Everything. Their job is to throw the baseball very fast and with strategic movement toward the batter. They set the pace and dictate the challenge.
And the person who works in partnership with the pitcher is the catcher.
Right. The catcher is positioned directly behind home plate, wearing all that protective gear.
Their main role is to catch the ball if the batter doesn't hit it.
That's the fundamental role, but it's much more strategic than that. They often communicate with the pitcher, signaling what kind of pitch to throw next.
So they're the strategist behind the plate.
In many ways, yes, reacting to everything.
Now let's talk about the verb used to describe the pitcher's preparation. To wind up.
To wind up. It's a verb that means getting energy ready for a powerful action, usually by drawing back or preparing your body.
In baseball, the pitcher brings their arm way, way back behind them.
Sometimes they rotate their whole body. It's a complex physical action that builds power and momentum for the throw.
I think a simple analogy really helps here.
Go on.
Think about an old music box or a wind-up toy. You have to turn a key over and over again. You wind it up, to load the internal spring.
Right. That action creates the stored energy needed for it to work.
So you're loading the energy, building tension, preparing for that explosion of action.
That's a perfect analogy. The pitcher's doing the exact same thing with their muscles.
And we'll see later how this idea of intense preparation translates into other situations.
We will indeed.
So the commentary then quickly shifts to the result of the pitch. Vargas, the batter, hit a line drive.
A line drive is a very specific kind of hit. It means the ball is hit hard and it travels fast and pretty straight, low to the ground.
And usually along the outside boundary of the field, near that white foul line.
It's a powerful, aggressive hit that challenges the fielders immediately.
And because that line drive was moving so fast, the defensive players started scrambling.
The verb to scramble basically means to move quickly, but in a disorganized, hasty, or even chaotic way.
Usually because a situation demands immediate action.
Right. So when Vargas hit that line drive, the fielders were moving frantically, desperately trying to get the ball, but they weren't moving neatly.
There's an element of hurried chaos in that word.
There is. And that chaos makes it a superb word for everyday use.
You immediately feel the urgency. If you imagine yourself rushing to catch a bus, throwing things into your bag.
You are scrambling.
Exactly.
The source material even noted some common non-sports uses, like scrambling to buy concert tickets before they sell out.
Or scrambling to get ready for vacation at the last minute.
The key idea is speed combined with a lack of order. We use this word all the time.
Okay, so Vargas was running, and when he reached second base, the umpire made the call. Safe.
In baseball, safe is a term of confirmation. It means the runner successfully got to the base before the defensive team could tag them out.
So it's a moment of relief and success for the runner.
It is. Safe literally means the runner has achieved security. They've avoided being eliminated from the game.
So it means security, achievement, and avoiding that negative consequence of being out.
Yes. And we'll definitely look at how that feeling of relief translates later.
And finally, the commentators told us where we were in the game, mentioning the inning.
Right. The inning is just the formal term for a segment of play in baseball.
We use it to structure the game.
Exactly. Unlike soccer with its 2 halves or hockey with 3 periods, baseball has 9 of these innings.
And the commentary confirmed it was a high-pressure moment. The bottom of the 5th inning.
Just past the halfway point.
Okay, that completes our dive into the literal meanings. We have that foundational understanding now.
We have the action and the feeling behind these terms.
And now we move into what I think is the most practical and crucial section for your fluency.
This is how to lift these baseball words directly into your daily English.
This is the Fluency Builder section, and we are going to spend a good amount of time here.
And we should.
We're focusing exclusively on how these baseball terms work as high-frequency idioms in common, non-sports contexts.
And mastering this transition is what separates simply knowing vocabulary from achieving real conversational fluency.
It's so vital because, as we said earlier, baseball is so deeply ingrained in American culture.
The national pastime.
That these idioms just flow out naturally in business, in politics, in casual chat.
Right. And often the speaker doesn't even realize they're using a sports metaphor. It just feels right.
So let's start with a phrase that signals responsibility and opportunity. Up at bat, or often just up to bat.
Okay. We know literally it means the player is standing there ready to hit the ball.
Right.
Idiomatically, you're up to bat simply means it's your turn.
But it's more than that, isn't it?
It is. It's your turn to perform a task, to speak, or to take responsibility. It's a dynamic phrase.
So it implies that the game, so to speak, depends on your performance now.
You have the stage. Exactly.
Let's explore a few different scenarios to really nail down the application.
Okay. In a professional, high-stakes business meeting, the CEO might be discussing strategy. They finish their part and look at the head of sales and say, okay, the marketing campaign is ready to launch, so you're up to bat on closing the major accounts this quarter.
Wow, the implication there is strong. The CEO is delegating, and the sales head must perform.
It signals an immediate expectation of action and results.
It's a bit more active, maybe a little more pressured than just saying, it's your turn.
It is. Or consider a more casual setting, like a group planning a trip.
Okay.
After 2 people have offered ideas, someone might say, John and Sarah picked the hiking trail. Mark, you're up to bat for finding us dinner reservations.
It's just an easy, natural way to make sure everyone contributes.
It is. You also see it in things like legal matters.
How so?
If 2 companies are arguing over a contract, one lawyer might tell their client, the opposition just presented their evidence. Now we are up to bat with our closing arguments.
So it really emphasizes the pressure of that moment. It's their chance to counter and influence the outcome.
Right. The time for preparation is over. The time for action is now.
It's an excellent phrase because it carries that competitive energy. It communicates assignment, but also anticipation.
The anticipation that the person will step forward and perform. Yes.
Okay, let's move on. This next idiom is critical for understanding accountability and conflict. Strike one.
Right. We know, literally, a player gets 3 strikes before they are out.
So idiomatically, getting a strike one means you've made the first critical mistake.
Or you've received the first formal warning about performance or behavior.
The context always implies that you have limited chances left before you face a serious consequence.
Yes, and this is used heavily in performance reviews or disciplinary actions. Let's look at a corporate example.
Yeah.
Imagine an employee misses 3 major deadlines this month. The manager might have a formal talk with them and say, "This delayed report is considered strike one regarding your reliability."
The power is in what's not said.
Exactly.
The manager doesn't have to say, if you do this 2 more times, you're fired.
The cultural understanding of strike one already carries that weight. It's a clear, unambiguous warning.
So what's the difference between a minor mistake and a strike one?
That's a great question. If you accidentally spill coffee, that's just a mistake.
Right.
But if you intentionally misuse company money, that is likely strike one because it crosses a line of conduct and starts a disciplinary process.
So it's reserved for high consequence errors.
Yes. Or in education. A university student is caught plagiarizing for the first time. The professor might say, "This incident is strike one under the academic integrity policy."
The student immediately understands they're on thin ice.
And as the material mentioned, parents use it too. It's a clear boundary setter.
I asked you to stop drawing on the walls. That is strike one.
It creates a simple 3-part system of accountability. It teaches children about consequences, which goes right back to that idea of the umpire's absolute judgment.
So when you hear strike one, you should listen for that signal that you are now under formal scrutiny.
That's the key takeaway. A system of rules with measurable penalties has been invoked.
Okay, let's move to one of the most frequently used idioms in all of American English, a word that describes disruption and surprise. The curveball.
Ah, yes. Literally, this is a pitch that curves midair, making it very hard to hit.
Right.
Idiomatically, to get a curveball, or for someone to throw you a curveball, means you encounter an unexpected problem.
A surprise complication?
Or a difficult situation or question that you were completely unprepared for, and you have to handle it immediately.
The psychological impact is key, isn't it? You came ready for the expected, straight, fast, pitch your plan.
But suddenly the situation changes, the path bends, and your preparation is useless. You have to think on your feet.
Let's expand on the examples. The work one. My boss threw me a curveball today, so I have to stay and work late.
That signals a logistical crisis, an unexpected meeting, a sudden new assignment that forced the person to abandon their schedule.
Right. Let's think of a financial situation. A person is planning to buy a house.
Okay, they have the money saved for the down payment.
And then a sudden, unexpected medical bill arrives. That unexpected expense is a major curveball.
Yes. We were ready to close on the house, but then the medical emergency hit. That was a huge financial curveball.
Or what about in a challenging interview?
That's a great one. An interviewer might ask a typical question like about your greatest weakness, which you prepared for. But then they suddenly ask, if you could eliminate one required skill from your job description, what would it be and why?
That specific, unusual question is a curveball.
And it's designed to test your spontaneous critical thinking,
Yeah.
your ability to adapt.
Right. The source material also mentioned the stress of continuous surprises.
I've been thrown so many curveballs this month with this new project, I can't take it anymore.
That shows the exhaustion that comes from constant adjustments and unpredictability.
So when you tell someone you were thrown a curveball, you're asking for a bit of empathy.
And you're acknowledging that your original plan was disrupted by forces outside your control. It immediately communicates challenge and surprise.
That's right.
Okay, let's switch from challenge to victory.
A welcome change. We witnessed Brian Okami hitting a massive home run.
Literally, this is the ultimate hit. The ball goes so far, the batter can run all the bases safely.
Scoring at least 1 point. It's a moment of just pure triumph.
So, idiomatically, to hit a home run must mean
Achieving overwhelming success. Securing a major victory. or completing a big accomplishment that exceeds all expectations.
So it's the highest compliment you can give an achievement.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
When you tell a colleague they hit a home run, you're communicating pure excellence. You're saying you won spectacularly.
Let's use that in a sales context. Example 1. Great job in that sales presentation. You really hit a home run.
It doesn't just mean it was a good presentation.
No.
It implies they secure the deal, impress the client, maybe beat out the competition entirely. A decisive victory.
Okay. Example 2 focuses on measurable achievement. Our team hit a home run this month by doubling our quarterly revenue.
Use the phrase because the success wasn't small. It was monumental.
Doubling revenue is definitely knocking the ball out of the park.
It is. And we can apply this to personal achievement, too. Janice hit a home run today with her dissertation.
This would indicate her work wasn't just passable, it was brilliant.
Maybe it earned her the highest distinction in her academic field.
This is a key point for fluency. You would never use home run for an average result.
No, never.
If you just completed a task on time, you did a good job.
But if you completed it perfectly, under budget, and generated massive new opportunities.
That is when you say you hit a home run. It has that sense of extraordinary victory and success.
You got it.
Now we're going to dive even deeper. Earlier, we defined to wind up literally, the pitcher storing energy.
Right.
But does this phrase translate idiomatically into the everyday world?
It does, absolutely.
Yeah.
Idiomatically, to wind up often means to intensify preparation for a major undertaking.
Or to mentally brace yourself for an intense event.
Yes. It carries that feeling of building maximum mental or physical effort just before the execution phase.
That's a powerful idea. Preparation and anticipation. How would we use that in a non-sports context?
Okay, think about the final weeks of a political campaign.
Yeah, right.
You could say the candidate is winding up their efforts before Election Day.
Meaning they're escalating their activity, more rallies, more ads, making those final intense efforts.
Right before the critical moment of the election.
I see. It's used when that preparatory energy is visibly reaching its peak.
And it means the critical moment is almost here, and all focus is on maximum output.
So if someone is studying all night for a big exam,
You could say she is really winding up for that law exam. She hasn't slept in 3 days.
it communicates the intensity and how close the deadline is.
Exactly. It's preparation taken to an extreme just before the main event. It adds urgency to the idea of preparing.
Okay, another one. We define scrambling literally as players moving quickly and chaotically for the ball.
A very visual word.
It is. How does it function as an idiom?
Idiomatically, scrambling describes being rushed and disorganized while you're urgently trying to accomplish a time-sensitive task.
The key is the combination of high speed and low organization.
Right. And it's often because of unexpected events.
This sounds very applicable to our fast-paced world. Can you give us some detailed examples?
Sure. Think about a finance team dealing with a surprise audit.
Oh, that's stressful.
Very. You'd say the accounting department has been scrambling all morning to gather the necessary documentation before the auditors arrive.
It communicates that chaos. It implies things are not going smoothly.
Exactly. Or imagine the logistics of last-minute travel. We didn't confirm the flight until late last night, so now we are scrambling to pack and get to the airport in an hour.
The movement is fast. The packing is rushed. There's a feeling of mild panic.
Right. The word scrambling is much stronger than just saying we are rushing.
Rushing can be organized.
But scrambling implies a near breakdown of organization because of the sudden need for speed. You might also hear it in news reports.
Oh, how?
After this surprise announcement, traders were scrambling to adjust their portfolios. It means rapid, nervous, and possibly disordered trading activity.
It's a fantastic word for conveying urgency and sudden shifts.
It really is.
Okay, one more. We establish that literally a runner is safe when they reach the base and avoid being out.
A moment of relief and security.
So idiomatically, I imagine it means successfully avoiding a negative outcome.
Or just managing to achieve something necessary at the last possible moment.
You got it. That's precisely right. Idiomatically, to be safe often means avoiding a penalty or achieving a minimum level of success or security.
It conveys a sigh of relief.
Let's use the just-in-time context. A student submitting a paper at 11:59 p.m. for a midnight deadline.
They can breathe a sigh of relief and say, I made it. I'm safe from the late penalty.
That perfectly captures the relief of avoiding failure. What about in a professional context?
If a company is restructuring and cutting jobs, a manager might say, my division lost 2 people, but I kept the core team. For now, we are safe.
It means they avoided the worst outcome of a total collapse or mass layoffs.
Right. It implies the threat was real, but it has passed, at least for now.
We can also use it to describe being secure in a legal sense, right?
Absolutely. If you were pulled over by the police and you couldn't find your car registration,
Stressful moment.
very. But then you find it in the glove box. You tell a friend, I thought I was in trouble, but I found the paperwork. I'm safe.
You avoided the fine.
Exactly. This phrase is less about spectacular achievement like a home run.
And more about crucial survival. It's a very practical way to communicate that you successfully navigated a risk.
A very useful everyday phrase.
That brings us to the end of our comprehensive analysis. We've moved from a quick minute of commentary to a full-scale understanding of these phrases.
From the baseball field to the boardroom.
Right. How they translate into high-level, fluent English in multiple domains, business, casual conversation, you name it.
The value of these idioms is just immense. By understanding the cultural origins of curveball or strike one, you gain immediate access to conversations that might otherwise feel confusing.
This knowledge is your shortcut to feeling truly comfortable speaking English.
It really is.
To help really cement these phrases in your long-term memory, we strongly encourage you to listen to that dialogue from the beginning one more time.
Focus on hearing those phrases in their original, literal context. The connection between the field and the idiom will become permanent.
Think back to the commentator saying, pitcher winds up and strike one, very nice curveball.
And then describing the players scrambling for the ball.
Followed by that ultimate success, that ball is gone, home run by Okami.
Now, when you hear those words in a business meeting, the image of the baseball field will instantly clarify the meaning for you.
So to summarize our learning from this deep dive,
We identified and explained a whole suite of key vocabulary and idiomatic phrases essential for fluent English.
we covered the literal terms first.
Right, the cultural concepts.
Yeah.
National anthem, which is the required ritual, the umpire, representing absolute authority.
Catcher for strategy, and the inning for structure.
Most critically, we showed you how to use the idiomatic expressions that signify action, challenge, and success.
Up to bat, signaling that it's your turn and your responsibility to perform.
Strike one, issuing a formal warning about a high-consequence mistake, implying you have 2 chances left.
Curveball, describing an unexpected problem or surprise challenge that disrupts all your plans.
Home run, celebrating a spectacular, overwhelming success that goes beyond all expectations.
To wind up, communicating that intensification of preparation right before a major event.
Scrambling, describing that urgent, disorganized, hurried effort when you're under extreme time pressure.
And finally, safe, confirming that you successfully avoided a penalty or negative outcome just in time.
Our goal here at Native Ear was to provide deep, contextual application of these terms.
To immediately improve your communication skills in any setting, and I think we've done that.
I hope so.
Before we sign off, let's leave you with one final provocative thought that ties all of this language together.
Okay.
We've discussed how baseball is the American national pastime. It's a competitive game built entirely around accountability, instantaneous judgment, preparation, and measurable success.
Well, you think about it that way.
Right. When you use phrases like strike one or home run, you are doing so much more than learning words.
You're tapping into the core values of competition and performance that underpin so much of American business and culture.
That cultural literacy is the final, highest barrier to true fluency.
It is. By mastering these phrases, you move beyond just using correct language. You achieve an authentic connection with native speakers.
You're communicating not just the idea, but the expectation, the pressure, or the celebration that comes with it.
Keep practicing them. Try to integrate them into your speech this week.
Thank you so much for your calm, insightful analysis today. You've really helped our learners master these essential phrases.
It was my pleasure. I hope these insights help all our learners take their English fluency to the very highest level.
And thank you, our learner, for joining us on this incredibly deep dive into the language of baseball.
Yes, thank you.
Continue to practice these phrases actively. Listen for them in movies, TV shows, and your own conversations.
The more you use them, the more natural they'll become.
Absolutely. Goodbye for now, and we invite you to return for the next deep dive here on the Native Ear channel.